What if procrastination isn't a character flaw, but a design problem? Hi, I'm Leo, and welcome back to Learn with Leo. Today, we're exploring 7 Japanese principles for building effortless discipline. Not discipline built through self-punishment, but through smarter systems. Because highly productive people don't rely on motivation alone. They make the right action easier to start and easier to repeat. Think of a morning run shoes by the door beat heroic willpower. Procrastination affects almost everyone, including successful people. In fact, psychologists often describe it as emotional regulation, not laziness. When a task feels threatening, your brain searches for immediate comfort. That's why checking TikTok, Instagram, or email can feel strangely irresistible. Walter Mischel's famous marshmallow study showed how powerful immediate rewards can be. So the goal isn't to fight your brain with more force. The goal is to reduce fear, friction, and distractions, then make progress feel natural. To make progress feel natural, first understand what your brain is protecting you from. Procrastination is rarely simple laziness. Often, it is your brain trying to regulate an uncomfortable emotion. A difficult task can create anxiety, uncertainty, boredom, or fear of judgment. Your emotional brain then searches for the fastest escape route. That is why one email can suddenly become an hour of TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. The immediate reward feels real now, while the benefit of finishing feels distant. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. We overvalue rewards that arrive immediately. It is the same trap behind checking your phone during a boring meeting or opening Netflix before studying. Your rational brain knows the long-term plan, but the emotional brain wants relief first. This inner conflict resembles the classic idea of the rider and the elephant from behavioral psychology. The rider can choose the destination, but the elephant supplies the power. So when stress rises, a perfect plan may still collapse under emotional pressure. That is why discipline alone is unreliable. Instead, make the first step feel safe, small, and easy. That tiny first step is the heart of Kaizen, continuous improvement through small actions. Instead of demanding a perfect hour, commit to just 1 minute. 1 minute of writing beats an entire day spent planning to write. The goal is not impressive effort. The goal is crossing the starting line. Starting reduces uncertainty, and uncertainty is often what makes a task feel threatening. This is why action often creates motivation, rather than waiting for motivation to appear. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called this growing engagement a path toward flow. You can use Kaizen for emails, exercise, studying, or that project you keep avoiding. For exercise, promise 1 push-up. For studying, open the book and read 1 paragraph. This resembles the British cycling idea of marginal gains. Small improvements compound over time. But Kaizen is not an excuse to push harder every single day. Some days, 1 minute is success. Recovery keeps small progress sustainable. So choose one task today, shrink its first step, and begin before your brain can negotiate. But beginning is only half the battle. The next principle helps you survive imperfect results. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with visible gold. The cracks are not hidden. They become part of the object's story and value. Your mistakes can work the same way. A rough draft is not proof that you are incapable. It is raw material for the version that comes next. But perfectionism tells you to wait until your first attempt is impressive. That is how talented people remain trapped at the starting line. Psychologist Carol Dweck's growth mindset offers a better frame. Skills are developed through effort, feedback, and revision, not revealed fully on day one. So treat every error as information, not an identity. Ask, what did this attempt teach me? And what will I change next time? Practice self-compassion. Then improve the work instead of attacking yourself. And remember, imperfect action is powerful, but safety-critical work still demands precision. With that balance in place, the next question is, why does this work matter to you? That question leads to Ikigai, a Japanese concept connected to a reason for living. It is not just about finding your dream career or launching a startup. Your Ikigai might be family, learning, creativity, service, or community. The practical test is simple. What do you enjoy doing? What are you naturally becoming good at? And what problem, need, or person could benefit from that ability? Finally, can it support your life without destroying your health? This matters because immediate rewards compete fiercely for your attention. Psychologist Edward Dici's self-determination research highlights the power of internal motivation. When a goal feels personally meaningful, discipline becomes less dependent on willpower. So connect today's task to someone you care about, a skill you want to build, or a future you value. But do not turn purpose into another excuse to overwork. A healthy Ikigai gives your effort direction and leaves room for rest, relationships, and a life beyond productivity. And protecting that meaningful life starts with protecting your physical energy. Because when your body feels heavy, your brain often struggles to stay sharp. This is where the Japanese principle Hara Hachibu becomes useful. Hara Hachibu means eating until you feel about 80% full. It is not about strict dieting, punishment, or ignoring genuine hunger. It is a gentle pause. Do I need more, or am I already comfortable? Think about the classic afternoon slump after a huge American lunch. You may not lack discipline. You may simply be asking an overloaded body to perform. A comfortable meal can leave more attention available for the task ahead. Hara Hachibu also offers a powerful lesson about finishing work. Sometimes 80% complete is better than 0% perfect. Send the draft, make the call, and improve it with real feedback. But use flexible standards, not careless ones. For creative work, 80% may unlock momentum. For safety, critical work, review everything. Now that your standards are flexible, make your surroundings work for you. This is the Japanese 5S method: less chaos, less mental friction. First, sort, remove anything you do not genuinely need. That includes the extra tabs, apps, and notifications competing for attention. Second, set in order, give every useful thing a visible home. When the next tool is obvious, starting takes fewer decisions. Third, shine, clean the space enough to make focus feel inviting. Your desk does not need to look perfect, it needs to support the task. Fourth, standardize, create a simple reset routine you can repeat. For example, end your workday by clearing the desk and choosing tomorrow's first action. Fifth, sustain it, turn that reset into a small automatic habit. This works digitally too, especially if your phone behaves like a casino in your pocket. Organize files by purpose, silence non-essential alerts, and keep one task visible. But do not turn 5S into another perfectionist project. A good environment is not rigid, it quietly makes the right action easier. And that same idea leads naturally to your next tool, a simple focus cycle. Try 25 minutes of work followed by 5 minutes of deliberate rest. This is the Pomodoro technique, created by Francesco Cirillo using a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. Its power is not the exact number 25, it is the clear beginning and ending. The first interval may feel uncomfortable, so your only job is to begin the timer. Do not demand perfect concentration from the first second. When your attention wanders, notice it, then gently return to the next small action. When the timer ends, rest on purpose instead of sliding into an accidental hour of scrolling. Stand up, drink water, or look out the window. Then choose whether another round makes sense. Rest is not wasted time, it protects the attention you want to use later. But if genuine fatigue appears, shorten the session without turning it into a moral failure. This is where Wabi-Sabi adds another advantage: begin with what is available, not what is ideal. 15 free minutes can beat an entire imaginary day that never arrives. Let the first version be imperfect, then improve it through repeated, focused rounds. And that is the real advantage. Progress becomes easier when your system works with your brain. You reduce fear, clarify purpose, protect your energy, and make action easier. But do not try to master all 7 principles today. Choose the one that feels most useful for your current obstacle. If starting feels difficult, choose Kaizen and make the task smaller. If mistakes stop you, use Kintsugi and create the imperfect first version. If distractions win, use 5S to redesign your desk and your digital space. If your energy collapses, protect it with Hara Hachibu and deliberate rest. If your goal feels empty, reconnect it to your personal Ikigai. Then use a simple cue after coffee: I will work for 5 minutes. This is the spirit of James Clear's advice: every action is a vote for the person you become. Consistency is not one heroic burst, it is a quiet vote repeated every day. So choose one principle, apply it today, and tell me which one you chose in the comments. Subscribe to Learn with Leo and keep building discipline one small step at a time.